Demon Slayer is about to feed future anime fans for generations, bruh. The finale of the 4th season has set up the hype for the series higher than it has been before, with all the Demon Slayers entering the Infinity Castle for the big final battle, an all-out war between the demons and Demon Slayers. But before we talk about the movies that are teased to come out in the future, I want to mainly address the key points of the finale and their importance to the hype of the upcoming films and the conclusion of the series. This 4th season finally shows us the two leaders of each side finally coming face to face with one another. Muzan, the king of demons, and Ubuyashiki, the head of the Demon Slayer Corps. However, it was not really going to be much of a fight, but Ubuyashiki had something else in mind. Something devious. As Muzan approached him, they had a conversation about immortality and eternity. It was basically a warning message to Muzan from Ubuyashiki that his plan wouldn't succeed of trying to escape death and become immortal. Even though he has spent so much time trying to figure out where the Ubuyashiki residence was to kill their family, it wouldn't even mean shit because he's not the problem. The Demon Slayers are. Meanwhile, the Hashiras are notified that the Ubuyashiki residence has been broken into, and they all make their way to HQ as quickly as possible. As soon as they see the mansion, they think they'll be able to save their master just in time. But he had some other plans. Ubuyashiki proceeded to have one of the craziest crash outs I think I have ever seen in anime, as this motherfucker blew up his entire house while Muzan and his wife and kids were in there with him, dog. Like, you have to be in such a dangerous state of mind that you are willing to blow up your entire family to try to kill this motherfucker. And Muzan ain't even see this shit coming because he saw no ill intent from his eyes, which just goes to show that nothing is more dangerous than a man that acts like he has nothing to lose. However, this was only stage 1 of this entire trap. 2 more conditions needed to be checked in order to kill Muzan. Step 2, drug this motherfucker. After the explosion, Muzan realizes that the explosives were filled with these spikes and would slow down his regeneration. But he ends up getting sneaked to the point where he can't move and feels a stab in his gut, which turns out to be Tamayo, who got up close and injected him with an antidote that would turn him back into a human and slow down his regeneration. And this pisses Muzan the fuck off. But step 2 of the trap has been completed. Now, time for step 3. Jump this motherfucker. Gyomei is revealed after taking off the concealment on his head and goes head to head with Muzan, which buys enough time for all the Hashira and Tanjiro to show up. And Muzan is like, oh fuck.
Oh, shit! They jumping me! They jumping!
Got y'all dumbasses. Muzan proceeds to transport every Hashira, every Demon Slayer, to the Infinity Castle on Muzan's home court, with Inosuke ready to run a fade on any demon and Zenitsu locked the fuck in looking for a particular person. Everyone is preparing for the final battle and trying to kill Muzan once and for all. Now, let's talk about the movies. After the finale of season 4, we got an announcement that Demon Slayer's last arc in conclusion will be released through the trilogy of 3 movies, which to me is understandable. This finale has perfectly set the foundation for all the action to unfold, with all the protagonists, support characters, and antagonists all in one area. To know exactly what these fights are going to cover and the pacing of all of it, I have no idea. What I do know is that Tanjiro and Inosuke are going to cook in whatever fights they have. Also, a little spoiler alert for those that are anime watchers only. I will give y'all a bit to skip this part before I talk about some spoilers. 3, 2, 1. I hope that the first movie will cover Akaza's death at least, because Zenitsu's fight is pretty short and the second movie ends when the Infinity Castle gets destroyed, so that the Sunrise Countdown will be the final movie. We already know what Studio Ufotable is capable of and what it has accomplished due to the studio having much better working conditions than most studios. Demon Slayer has continued to set a higher standard for future anime in terms of animation itself, and it always gets better each time the story progresses. I already know that there is going to be non-stop action, so I hope that Studio Ufotable takes as much time as it needs, because if they pull their cards right, absolutely cook during their production, Demon Slayer is going to go down in history for generations as a series that stayed consistent in their flawless animation and something future generations of anime fans can look back at and enjoy even when we've achieved Ankh status.